Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 1197, and today's topic is the global increasing of childhood myopia, that also commonly known as short-sightedness or near-sightedness in children. I have gone through one paper, that is Journal of American Chemical Society, recent paper, and in that paper they have published, and that is very much disturbing and alarming to most of the Asian tiger countries. I call them tiger. Tiger means that is China, Japan, Taiwan, South Korea, and also in India, mostly in Asian countries. So when the research was conducted by American ophthalmologists and scientists, they took 1,400 children and they were divided into two grouping. One group was from 5 to 11 years of age. Group A was, the age was 5 to 11 years, and it was in Tokyo. So they conducted the myopic condition of those school-going children, and it was found that in this age group, 76% of children, they are suffering from childhood myopia. The second group B, they took group B, that was in the age group of 11 to 15 years, and it was 92%. So, in a very simple way, we can say that in Japan, today, in the year 2024, school-going children from 11 to 15 years of age, urban children in Tokyo, are suffering from childhood myopia, that is short-sightedness, or we can call it near-sightedness. It means 19 children out of 20 are having this eye condition. And myopia means it is irreversible. And if it is not, treated or properly handled, in the long run, it may lead to blindness. So this is a serious condition. And in other Asian tiger countries, for example, if I take the example of Taiwan, that is Japan, China, South Korea, USA, Canada, India, and Nigeria. If we are going through all these, so these countries, I call them Asian tiger. Why I call them? Because Taiwan, today they have 47% children, they are suffering from myopia. That is in 2024-23. By 2050, they may go up to 70% with this ratio. And let me make it very clear. When we are comparing the data of 1980s, in these countries, the myopic condition of childhood was between 4 to 5% in all countries, including USA and Canada. So it means there is drastic increase of childhood myopia condition, eye condition, serious condition. For that, lifestyle is responsible, today's technology is responsible, genetic factor they are discussing, but that genetic factor we can rule out. The reason is that there was serious research was conducted in 1980s. That was in Alaska, the USA, near the border to Canada. So in Alaska, it was found that in adult and old, the myopia eye disorder was not found, was very few. But in teenage, in the age group of 12 and 15, they were suffering from childhood myopia. So it means if you are saying genetic factor, so elders and adult of Alaska were not having. And they were not having, but their children are having. It means a good big question mark. It means children's lifestyle is playing a very important role. So this is the condition here. In Japan, I have already told you. In China, today it is 52%, South Korea 46%, USA 37%, Canada 32%, in India 22%, and in Nigeria 4.5%. So the least is Nigeria, this African country. And these countries, Taiwan is the superpower. Superpower in it, that is microchips. Semiconductor microchip superpower. If China stops, the whole world will be stainless steel. I call it Japan. Superpower in automobile electronics. South Korea and China. South Korea is galaxy. LG companies, they are producing a lot of electronics, air conditioners, so many equipments. So these tiger Asian countries, they are real tiger in technology and economy, including China. China is of course a huge country, China and Japan, in terms of population also. So now what Chinese have taken this step in 2022, it is alarming to Chinese population, even to Japanese also. But Chinese, they have taken this step. First, they have reduced the TV hour of showing games, children game on video, lot of shops, so many things they have reduced. They have limited that they should have only 1 hour, 2 hour timing. Also, they have done some restriction to the industries which are involved in producing different type of game, fighting, and lot of emotional or violent type of games to attract the attention of children to come and watch. It is drastically reduced in China, and also they have gone up to that extent. They have given this circular to all the primary schools that children from age group 5 to 11, no need of electronic reading or writing. Just their exam should be conducted orally and on the basis of experimentation. And most of the children must spend some time outdoor. They should not be indoor most of the time, inside room. This measure is taken by China recently just to reduce this type of childhood myopic condition where the population is becoming blind in the long run. And in other countries also, they have taken this step. The reason is that, I have gone through that paper, Chinese paper, that by 2050, China's more than 90% children, youth, teenagers will be suffering from childhood myopia, short-sightedness. And China needs thousands and thousands of pilots for piloting of their aeroplane as a air force in military or domestic international flights, and they will not be having pilot because for pilot very strict checking of myopia and hypermetropia, long-sightedness and short-sightedness are done, and if there is eye defect they are rejected because that is very important factor for pilot service to fly the aeroplane, your eyesight. And if the condition goes like this in Japan and China in future, in coming 40, 50 years time, they have to recruit the pilots from other countries, African countries, because maybe Nigeria is having today 4.5% of population of children who are suffering from childhood myopia condition. The reason is that in Nigeria, children in school, they are not aggressively using internet, Wi-Fi, YouTube, online reading, electronic reading. And that is because of poverty. Very clear. This data, what it is published in the research paper, because in Asian countries also, like Nepal, Bangladesh, Pakistan, so many other countries who are not that much prosperous, who cannot spend a lot of time in electronics or in signal payment, that is called Wi-Fi or internet or online reading. There the percentage of childhood myopia is less as compared to these Asian tiger countries like Japan, China, Taiwan, South Korea, including, of course, India is also on the same road. So the condition is, it is the prosperity. It is more and more time you are spending that is near screen of your laptop or TV or even your mobile phone. And that is one of the main factor. Of course, they have identified 3 factors for this childhood myopia. First is genetic factor. Second is indoor factor. And for preventive measure, it is outdoor. So that is called near sight work. So those people who are involved in near sight work, sitting always in front of either iPad or laptop or mobile phone, it is affecting the eye. And the third group, if they are spending time outside the room, they are better off. And their childhood myopia condition is drastically reduced. And that reason is, that is called the calculation of light intensity, brightness, illumination is playing important role. So let me first give you some basic idea of this eye. So just I am going to discuss the very basic concept of eye. So basic concept of eye is around your convex lens, cornea, retina, ciliary muscles and optical nerves. So let me show you first the role of eye lens, how it is doing the work. So for example, if suppose if you have is a very basic of physics at O level and at high school level, if suppose light is coming through this convex lens, it is converging into focal point, and this conversion to this focal point, this is called focus point or focal point. So all this incoming light, if there is convex lens you put, they will be having focal length, where all these are meeting, and this is called focal point. So in the case, let us take the example of eye. Eye is having this lens, and this is your eye. So, and this is your retina, and it is covered by one transparent layer that is called cornea. I am not ophthalmologist. I am just giving the rough diagram to make you to understand how we are getting childhood myopia. So in the same way, these lights are coming, sunlight or tube light or bulb light, whatever. So it is going to have focal point. So the focal point, if it is here, here means it is not falling on retina, because this retina is attached to your that is optical nerve, and they are taking signal to your brain, and then you are seeing the image of any object. So once it is not falling on this retina, the distance object will be blurred, cloudy, not clear. This condition where the focal point is before the retina is not reaching here is called myopia. The other condition is that if your eye is there and all these are going and they are focal point is behind after retina, then is called hypermetropia. Or we may call it long-sightedness. These two conditions are there for eye, and here cornea is playing very important role, because this adjustment to focal point, 70% role is of cornea to adjust this to make it to fall to retina, and that is the opening and round shape of cornea, which is just transparent layer outside the lens. So these are conditions, myopic condition 1 and condition 2. So now time is running. I am going to discuss all other factors in the next lecture. So it is part 1 of childhood myopia globally is increasing. So it's very clear image of showing the function of convex lens, how the lights are converge, and the focal point and the focal length. This type of work is there by our eye lens. This is very clear picture of eye, that is called myopia condition, means the focal point of the light is not reaching retina rather than before the retina, and that's why it is called myopia condition, which is very common in children nowadays. You can see this is the second condition, that hypermetropia means here the focal point is just after retina, behind the retina, is not falling on the retina, and this condition is called hypermetropia or long-sightedness. See, anatomy of eye is shown here in this diagram. It is shown that pupil, iris, cornea, lens, then ciliary muscles, and also optical nerves, and that is with all the skin and eyebrow, all those things, the beauty is provided, and I call the eye is the camera of human being. So this is the chronic condition of myopia or hypermetropia. If for a long time the preventive measures are not taken, so sometimes it may cause low-grade glaucoma, or in the long run it can damage the retina, and then you will be having towards blindness condition, and it is irreversible. So I have divided lecture into two. It is part 1, and in part 2 of that children myopia condition, I will be discussing what are the causes and the measures to correct all these eye condition. Once again, thank you very much for watching the lecture.